Joining us is the newly elected leader of the House Democratic Caucus, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries of New York. It's great to have you on the show. I'm curious, first of all, your reaction to the final hearing for the January 6th Select Committee and what stood out to you the most.
Well, the January 6th committee did a tremendous job from beginning to end, certainly under the leadership of Chairman Benny Thompson and Vice Chair Liz Cheney. They were serious throughout. They were solemn. They were sober, substantive, and strategic. Their mission from the beginning, as charged by Speaker Pelosi, was figure out what happened, why did it happen, how do we prevent this type of attack on our democracy and violent insurrection from ever occurring again. And I think as all of the members of the panel today have indicated, the fact that they were able to conduct this type of inquiry with such intense pressure and maintain the dignity of it all was incredible, and I think will go down in history as one of the most important moments of congressional inquiry ever in the Republic.
Congressman Jeffries, good morning. Jonathan Lemire. Obviously, Donald Trump, the central character of the January 6th hearings, but not the only one. And yesterday, we had the committee refer 4 Republican members of Congress to the House Ethics Committee, people you have to work with every day. They are, of course, Jim Jordan, Andy Biggs, Scott Perry, and Kevin McCarthy. Wanted to get your reaction there and what you think the appropriate next step should be.
Well, the referrals were made. The Ethics Committee is bipartisan in nature, 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans, and I expect that they will take those referrals and address them with the seriousness that should be expected of any type of referral, particularly when it comes from a congressional committee that is bipartisan in nature on such a significant subject. But I think the most important part of what emerged yesterday was the serious decision that the committee made unanimously to make a criminal referral of the former president for conspiring against the United States of America, for inciting a violent insurrection, attempting to halt the peaceful transfer of power, perpetrating this big lie, radicalizing millions of Americans to engage in the type of thing that we would be shocked to have seen in the United States of America as it relates to our democracy. And it's my hope that the Department of Justice will take this seriously, continue to follow the facts, apply the law, be guided by the Constitution, and eventually let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, Congressman, I want to follow up on Jonathan's question, though. The 4 aforementioned members of Congress who ignored a congressional subpoena, two of them stand out. One perhaps might be Speaker of the House. A second will probably be Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. So what happens when they are in the majority in 2 weeks' time and they start these revenge hearings and issue subpoenas to Democrats, and perhaps in Congress, but Democrats elsewhere? What happens to the power of the subpoena in people's minds based upon their behavior?
Very good question. First and foremost, the problem is the fact that my Republican colleagues are contemplating revenge hearings tells you a lot. Instead of being focused on trying to address the problems of the American people, the economy, inflation, dealing with affordability throughout America, issues that we've been tackling as House Democrats as we fight for lower cost, better paying jobs, safer communities, tells you that my Republican colleagues perhaps have not learned any lesson from their historic underperformance in the most recent midterm elections. In terms of the integrity of their investigations moving forward, that remains to be seen as it relates to the subpoenas and their non-compliance in terms of what the January 6th committee has indicated.
You know, Congressman, they're slow learners. They really are. I can't, you know, it's one cell phone after another cell phone. I'm serious. I'm laughing because I just can't believe they just keep losing and they never learn their lessons. Anyway, so Kevin McCarthy had said they're going to pick up 60 seats a year ago. It ends up being far short of that. But they still, because of redistricting, because of a lot of other things, they've squeaked out a majority. We'll see if Kevin McCarthy's speaker or not. But you are replacing a legend. I mean, I would not have wanted to replace Bear Bryant as a college football coach. I would not have wanted to replace John Wooden as a basketball coach, and I would not want to follow in the footsteps of perhaps the greatest speaker of all time, Nancy Pelosi. So let me ask you, how are you managing that? We know Speaker Pelosi is going to be so helpful to you. I mean,
should be right there.
Are you asking John Wooden to stay there, like on the bench, to just say, help me out here, Coach? What do I do here? What do I do there?
Well, I definitely look forward to continuing to benefit from the advice, guidance, and wisdom of Speaker Pelosi, along with Steny Hoyer and Jim Clyburn. But you are correct. Speaker Pelosi is the greatest of all time in terms of her track record of accomplishment for the American people. And it's been an honor to serve alongside her as a member of leadership over the last few years. We're taking the baton. We're going to continue to focus on solving the problems of the American people, addressing the economy. And Joe, I've just got to work hard, stay focused, and do everything possible to deliver results for everyday Americans, building upon the incredible track record of success of Speaker Pelosi, House Democrats, Senate Democrats, President Biden, and Leader Schumer.
Well, Congressman Meek and I have heard some pretty great things about you for a long time. I'm sure the Democratic Party in the House is in great hands. Congratulations.
The newly elected House Minority Leader, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries of New York. Thank you very much for being on this morning.